What's up guys and girls, Lazy Dragon here, and welcome to Marvel Heroes, which has recently made its way onto consoles, although along the way it seemed to pick up the word Omega, because apparently the developers think that fans of superheroes on consoles will only play superhero games if they're being simultaneously reminded of the Greek alphabet. And now that the worst intro I have ever done is out of the way, let's play some damn Marvel Heroes. Dropping in is Captain America. Press A to attack. Already you have fundamentally annoyed me, game. A should only ever be used for jumping, or for poking people. And occasionally talking to them, if you can be asked. Numbers. If you're a fan of superheroes and maths, this is the game for you. We don't exactly need oh, we're being switched to Black Widow. Okay, apparently those 5 drones that Cap took down with no problems whatsoever, those were just too much for him. Now let's send in the Russian spy whose superpower is I have guns. Congratulations, Black Widow, you have the same superpower as about 80% of America. Also, you take considerably longer to kill things. My word, this is why you never send a spy to do a cis white male's job.
Time to call in the cavalry.
Smart move, calling on me.
And then she failed to make that jump. Black Widow died. They had to scrape her body off the pavement.
I owe you one, Tony.
Thor and Hawkeye have the hotel locked down. Keep moving. Ultron's just up ahead.
Glad to see Hawkeye doing his bit over there. Thor's summoning down enough lightning that he could turn himself into a generator. Hawkeye's just standing there, waiting to be useful. It's okay, Hawkeye. Your time will come. In about 30 years, when Jeremy Renner gets his in memoriam video during the Oscars, that's when people will remember your contributions, Hawkeye.
Big guy handle this.
That's a much better idea. Because these Ultron drones that have caused no problems for anyone so far, they definitely require the Hulk. He's absolutely the right choice to call in right now. Now, if you've ever wanted to play Donkey Konga but without any of the challenge or the music, then this is the game for you. I mean, is there anything stopping me from just doing this consistently?
Nice job, but we can't let up. Ultron
The enemies can't get close to you, they get stun-locked whenever they get within sort of 5 feet of you. My word, this is a lot of choices. Angela, Ant-Man, Beast. I can't possibly decide who we want to play as. I know, I'll ask the almighty wheel. Oh, great almighty wheel, who should we play as? Oh, great almighty wheel, you're taking the piss right now, aren't you? Really? All of these amazing, wonderful characters and you want Squirrel Girl? Oh no, my finger slipped. Looks like the great almighty wheel was re-rolled. Really? Twice in a row? You're taking... God damn it. Is there some sort of evil pro-rodent group out there that desperately wants me to support Squirrel Girl? God damn it, yes, she's a fun little character, but I wouldn't trust her to save the world. We've got Asgardian gods and gamma monsters. Would you rather play as them, or would you rather play as the lass who served as a babysitter for Luke Cage? It's official, the great wheel gods hate me. Look, Squirrel Girl, she's a fun character and all, she's interesting and got a unique visual style, and yes, she beat Thanos that one time. But do you know who else has beaten Thanos? Freaking Hellcat. Yeah, the Bit character from Jessica Jones has beaten Thanos. Literally everyone and their mother has beaten Thanos by this point. He's not a terrifying villain. Most Marvel characters wake up, have a shower, have breakfast, beat up Thanos, go to work. It's just become part of daily life. Squirrel Girl does not get points for beating him. Okay, fine, that's perfect, that'll do. I'll take optic blasts over stupid bit part characters from Ice Age any day. As long as I never have to see Scrap with that acorn ever again. We're playing Cyclops.
I've been practicing for this.
I'm glad I consulted the almighty wheel for that. Which character shall I play as for the 5 seconds before I get a loading screen?
By the authority of Ultron, you will walk amongst. You are a greater fool than I imagined.
You know, it'll be useful right about now. Subtitles. There we go. Oh, I see. Pausing the game doesn't actually pause the game. Thank you, Marvel Heroes Omega. Next you'll be letting me know that the attack button doesn't actually attack, and the entire time I've just been wiping my handkerchief off on the enemies. In fact, does this controller even control the game? Perhaps I'm controlling some sort of autonomous bomb-diffusing robot somewhere in the Middle East. I bet you can't forward roll as fast as Cyclops can. I think the almighty wheel may have screwed us over here. Could have had the Asgardian god. No, we get old Laserface. How do I heal? Which button does the health? Ooh, hang on. Health is going up. Do I just have to run in a circle? Yes, you too can be a great hero. Just run in a circle, squealing like a little girl. And then eventually your health will come back.
Always good.
This Ultron went down way too easy. There's something else going on here. Wait, I'm getting word of trouble at the raft.
Why do we need a Quinjet? The X-Men have got like 10 teleporters on standby at all times. So it's just summoning Pixie, or Magic, or Nightcrawler, or Ariel. In fact, actually Cyclops has a jetpack in the comics these days. Actually, Cyclops is dead in the comics these days, spoiler alert, but before that he had a jetpack. Why do I need to wait for the crappy plane? Now you have 225 Eternity Splinters to go along with your Infinity Threads, and other words that make absolutely no sense, other than to serve as more things that you can buy in the Xbox store. Cyclops and Ant-Man are 900 each, Angela's 450. Talk about that wage gap, am I right, girls? Fight the power. No, but seriously, okay, Black Widow's 450 as well. This is... Captain Marvel's 450 as well. Does this game have something against women? Seamless cutscene transition.
Heads up, people. This is Nick Fury, Director of S.H.I.E.L.D. I've called you here because we have a bit of a situation. As we speak, the supervillain prison known as the Raft is under
Wait, who's
attack by
voicing
agents of
this?
Hydra.
Is that Keith David?
Several
What, you
prisoners
thought you
have
could switch
already
out one
escaped their
black guy with another and we wouldn't
Level
notice?
7 threats. Like Green Goblin,
You think I would miss the greatest part of Saints Row 4?
Living Laser, Dr. Octopus.
Dr. Octopus's arms are
Some
on
have even
backwards.
escaped the island. S.H.I.E.L.D. has agents on site, but we need
I'm glad that
your
Marvel
help.
loaned out their best comic book artists to draw these cutscenes. Oh,
Good luck.
they look like something I could draw, and my drawing skill is limited to what shapes I can find in Microsoft Word. Solid cover there, dude. I know, I'll stand next to the big glass tube. There's no way the enemy could see me here. For my next trick, I'm just going to camp in front of a window. I mean, Cyclops does know how to throw a punch. He's been trained by Wolverine. He doesn't have to laser everything. Is he being paid by the guys that do laser eye surgery? Every time he fires a laser he gets to cash a check? It's like Duck Hunt. Except a dog doesn't show up in the end to laugh in your face. Instead you just end up with repetitive strain injury in your thumb. 30 years since Pac-Man and the dawn of the arcade, and we've gone all the way back to giving ourselves carpal tunnel syndrome. Just mash the same button repeatedly. Mashy, 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 mashy. Now if you enjoyed the old Marvel Ultimate Alliance games, this does handle very similarly. Right down to the graphics looking like they were taken directly out of 2004. In fact, there's something slightly off about all of the character models. I mean, Beast looks like a low-res version of the creature from the Black Lagoon, and that film came out in 1954. How exactly did you manage to develop worse graphics than ones that were used on black and white film over half a century ago? 45 quid. You could buy an entire game and its season pass for 45 quid. And you want it for 6 characters. Bloody hell, Marvel, what are you spending all of this money on? Also, Iceman is creeping me out. His eyes look like they're staring into my soul. I know all your deepest, darkest secrets. And I can produce ice cream from my hands. It's not just limited to the X-Men, all of the heroes are a damn mess. Thor appears to have been rendered on a PlayStation 1 that was wired up to a potato. Black Widow's made out of Playmobil. Hawkeye looks like a gay version of Legolas. I mean, more so than usual. Oh, and if you buy all 5 DLC packs, which will cost you, let's do some simple maths here, about 140 quid, then you can unlock Iron Fist for free. Battlefield 1 and its Season Pass did not cost 130 quid. You know it's saying something when EA are looking like the good guys when it comes to microtransactions and DLC. If you don't have 140 quid to blow, which I assume is most of us, you can download Daredevil for free. You don't get any of the fun characters, you get the blind guy with a stick, probably to remind us peasants of our place. Let's make certain to stop this fun superhero adventure for 5 seconds while Cyclops files his taxes. Cutscene time! Oh, the Green Goblin! What a surprise! It's a good thing they didn't have your name listed on the objective list for the entire fucking level, otherwise this may have been somewhat shocking. So, Beast is also a playable character in this game. What happens if somebody's playing as Cyclops and a different player is playing as Beast? Does the guy playing as Cyclops just continually throw the person playing as Beast across the screen? Like he's some sort of hairy bowling ball? That was worth an achievement. Stand in the corner of a room and hammer A until your thumb gets sore, and you too can get an achievement. Oh, excellent timing.
You're late. What kept you?
I'm late. I'm late. Bitch, did you see what I just did? Unfortunately, several inmates have escaped from the raft, because that's all people seem to do from the raft. Order Maria Hill to head to Avengers Tower. You can fly me out there. I've still got several teleporters on speed dial. Let me just... Oh, okay, there's a teleporter right now. Either that or characters are just randomly popping in, because the developers are a bit lazy. 3 Hulks, all standing next to each other. It's like I'm in a hall of mirrors, except the mirrors are designed to make me feel inadequate. On the 3rd day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 Hulks, 2 Daredevils, wait, make that 4 Hulks, 5 Hulks, so many Hulks, and 1 lonely ghost rider. We have intel that a few escaped supervillains are hiding in Hell's Kitchen. I've sent Agent Coulson there, because for a man who died and then was resurrected and now is missing a hand, that dude really gets around. Also, spoilers for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but who gives a shit, nobody's watching that anymore. You will see many other players in Lee's public area play spaces. Really? What, do I smell or something? Is my server so corrupted by the fact that I'm a console casual that nobody else will come anywhere near me? Actually, this is kind of nice. No crowds, no people to deal with.
I'm a big fan of your work.
This is how MMOs should be played. Just get rid of the massively multiplayer part. Just make it an RPG. Okay, now we're just straight up beating up the rubbish man. All he was doing was clearing up the bins. And the sewage workers are next. We're declaring a war against hygiene and public sanitation. Black goo on the floor, black goo on the walls. People possessed with really long tongues. This has got to be the handiwork of Sandman. No? How about the second Green Goblin? Or any of the other multitudes of villains from Spider-Man 3. I do get confused with all of them. And if you're ever bored of your lasers only going in one direction, you can now turn yourself into a sprinkler system. I found him. Sprinkler system all day, every day. Everybody knows it's what the symbiotes are afraid of. A clean garden. That's how you deal with them. Mow your lawn, make certain that the grass is nice and wet. At this point, Venom is basically walking into a paper shredder. And he just doesn't care. Where exactly was Venom hiding all of that? The dude doesn't have any pockets. Just skin. You know what? I'm not going to put any of those items on my face. Just as a precaution. That was close. Thank you, Cyclops. You're amazing. I live vicariously through your exploits. Well, with Venom down for the count, I think we've seen all we need to. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed our little trek through Marvel Heroes Omega. And it is now free to play on Xbox and out of beta on PS4. And of course, if you've got a game that you'd like to see played on this channel, feel free to leave it in the comments down below. But until next time, farewell everyone.